G'day guys, and today Sean and I are doing the review on the Cats and West Coast clash, which is at Domain Stadium, and the headline for this week, matey, is Cats revisit House of Pain.
Yeah, I certainly did, mate. We're fresh off a loss. Normally we have a night or two or a day or two to just think about it and digest it, but we're angry. It's been 2 hours and we're not that angry, but it's pretty fresh in the mind, so
It's good.
we always give honest feedback, but it'll be nice and raw today.
It certainly will be. West Coast prevailed by 56 points, but honestly, it should have been 156 points. That's how bad we were.
It was brutal.
Certainly. But I'll kick us off first, mate, and you'll basically support it with the numbers in relevance to what I say.
The numbers are damning, so...
Yeah, they need underlining and highlighting as much as possible.
Yeah.
But, the 3 O's, mate, outworked, outnumbered, outspread.
Yep.
Definitely. Away from the contest for the whole match, basically.
Yeah.
It was terrible. We hardly won the ball on the ground all night. Of every contest, it was just West Coast getting their hands to the footy every time, and I don't even know, I'm probably stepping on your toes here, how they only got 70 possessions more than what we did. It felt like 700 more. Don't know how that happened, but yeah, we just could not win the ball at all, and it was terrible to watch. Disposal was abysmal. Kudos to West Coast's pressure, which probably led us to not being that efficient, but there were times we're under no pressure at all and we're missing 10-metre kicks. Yeah. Like, you just can't do that, and once that's happening, well, you can kiss it goodnight, basically. So, essentially disappointing. Exceptionally disappointing.
Yeah.
Totally. And, we should have lost by 150 points. We were just lucky West Coast couldn't kick straight, and clearances were just, again, horrific. So,
yeah, I know.
That's pretty much it. That's how the game was. The main positive was we looked dangerous when we went forward, but we went forward 34 times. So, and West Coast went forward, double that. So,
it was
not happy with it at all.
Very tough to watch because you sort of felt like West Coast had blown so many chances, and all of a sudden, if we can flick the switch here, change the momentum, all of a sudden we're a chance here, and we threatened at times, but it's just. Was it West Coast being so good? Was it our lack of contributors? Probably more so West Coast, but certainly we were very disappointing. But if you don't have anything to add, I'd like to throw some numbers at you, mate.
I thought you were already starting anyway, but go for it.
As you said, the disposals was 395 to 322. That's down 73.
Yep.
Inside 50s are smashing, 61-34, that's down 27. Clearances again, we're down 15, 47-32. Contested ball down 31, 147 to 116. I would have loved to see. Yeah, I would have loved to see the ground ball gets and the loose ball gets, because that would have been damning as well. Marks as a general stat, down 30, 102 to 72, and a lot of ours would have been back of centre as well, which is not where you really do the damage. And marks inside 50 were 20 to 9. Kennedy took 8, and for us, Hawkins took 6 marks inside 50. So there's just
excellent.
Yes, Clark was not there, but the total lack of options. And as far as winning the ball, we just couldn't find the pill. They had 10 guys who had 20 plus disposals. We had 6. 25 plus, they had 4. We only had 1, and that was Johnson. I mean, you just it's simple. You have to win the footy, and we just didn't win the ball consistently in the clearance, contested ball, out in the open spaces of Subiaco. So it just didn't happen.
Wasn't happening.
And scoring shots was 40 to 14. So we could have been at the mercy of their strong conversion, and ironically, they're actually the best converting team in the AFL. Prior
Believe it or not.
Yeah, prior to today.
There you go.
So they didn't today, but I was very disappointed, to be honest, because some people might say, look, we're down on the bench, it's away. Yeah, it is.
We're young side, injuries elsewhere.
Like we said last week, it's a real line of the sand moment. Are we the real deal?
West Coast the real deal.
Yeah, and I think we can divulge from that West Coast are pretty close to the real deal. I mean, if they can keep this going, what we watched today was a side full of pressure for 4 quarters and dangerous, moved the ball well.
Yeah, unbelievable that they kept up for 4 quarters. We were just hoping that we would compete for at least a half, maybe even a quarter, but we didn't all night.
Yeah, I couldn't question the effort, and that was the thing. At times, I really felt we tried to impose ourselves in the match,
exactly.
but just had no opportunity to really get free, or we were swamped upon. And
Yeah, the clamps were applied.
yeah, and I guess in the end, West Coast threatened to break the game open for a lot of the match, and once that damn wall was broken, well, the floods just, it just came in a big way, and it burst out to that margin, which hurts our percentage once again. I mean, it seems, unfortunately we got, late goals kicked on us, but it just kills our percentage. It almost counteracts last week.
Oh, yeah, it does.
So, that was, very disappointing match, and, we're still just a little bit off it, aren't we? Yeah, sure, it's tough to win away, but I thought we might do better than that.
Yeah, well, we generally thought we were a chance to win. We had quite confidence, but knew it would be close, but it certainly wasn't that. Moving on to the votes, mate. We'll get through them. Yeah, you can start us off.
Yeah, sure, mate. Man, we had a big think about it, didn't we? I mean, the one man who stood out was Hawkins. I think he kicked the 3, monstered his opponent with contested marks, and like I said, had 6 marks inside 50. He was the only bloke, I reckon, who'd walk off the ground and say, look, I beat my opponent.
Did my thing for the team.
Yeah, I was to my standard that we expect, so he got my clear 3 votes, and I gave 2 to Caddy. I thought he was one guy I mentioned trying to impose himself. He did it the most, I felt. I think he had the 23. I think he had 9 clearances as well.
That's right.
Led us for contested ball. And, while he was a bit off with the disposal at times, I felt he gave it a red-hot crack and
that's all you can ask for.
Really tried to lift the side. And the 1 vote to Steve Johnson. 27 touches, was our clear leading ball winner. Just let himself down with the disposal, which Stevie can do. But in a match where we struggled to win the pill, Johnson found plenty of it, and you got to give him credit for that. And amongst what was pretty tough to find votes, I thought Taylor was really good early, as was Gregson. But
they got stamped out later on.
Yeah, who'd you give him to though, mate?
Yeah, sort of similar, mate. Hawkins got the 3 votes, 11 disposals. He got the 7 marks, 4 tackles, 2 in a row, which was good. So his forward pressure was great. 3 goals, as I said.
Yeah.
He put up a really good contest, didn't he, up forward, and it didn't go in there much, and he made the most of his opportunities, which, 32 is not too bad, so, as you said, could be one of the only cats that could hold his head high.
Yeah.
2 votes to my man Stevie J, 27 disposals, 3 marks, 2 tackles, and that early goal he kicked, which was important at the time, and a very lovely goal as well at that, so, we needed it. Best ball winner for us for the night. Didn't use it all that well, which is a bit disappointing. But he gave it a red-hot crack, so he gets a 2. 1 vote to Boris Enright. I seem to love giving this man votes. It was either him or Guthrie or Taylor. So you got the 21 disposals, 10 marks, probably the most anyone took. So and 3 tackles. It was shaky early on and throughout the game, but I think as the game went on, he contributed nicely, but. Again, he won't care much. He got 1 vote from us, so it doesn't make any difference.
He was certainly shaky at times, and he's part of a problem that I might mention on the chopping block.
Yeah,
about now.
Get into it, mate. Yeah, chopping block time.
First, I'll start off. I won't go to the individuals first. I'll start off with just a general ball use thing, and in particular, out of the back line.
Are you going to put the coaches on the block, mate?
Yeah, I might.
All right. No,
I reckon you might, though.
Nah, go for it, mate. Keep going.
Enright. Shaky with the ball at times. Mackie, shaky with the ball at times. Buse, I do enjoy what he's doing, but he's a poor user, especially by foot.
Yeah, he really is.
Thurlow, a lovely kick, but, and you don't really want the pill in Lonergan's hands too often.
No.
And look, Taylor, he's a nice kick as well, but out of that back line, there was just a lack of good ball users, and that we found it really difficult because of West Coast press and zone, whatever you want to call it, to get it out there, but it wasn't just that. We struggled to hit targets and work for the targets.
Exactly,
as well. So,
which is a huge factor.
Yeah. 2 question marks. First off, whether they'll be right or not is Clark and Stanley. I think Stanley went off with a thigh problem, or about half time he went off, and Clark again is just as fragile. You feel like he needs that fragile, don't drop tape on him that you see on a pass. I mean, there was nothing in it. I
didn't even see it, to be honest.
It was that contest where Nick Nat got the free and then advantage to Hill, I think. But
that one.
Yeah, so look, whether those guys come up or not may answer my next query because Walker's waiting in the wings. But Shane Kirsten, he revisits again after he was decent last week. I'm not necessarily saying drop him, but give us a real serve, media / Chris Scott.
Yeah.
You brought to light the article in the Addy and online was the fact that he's in to play his role, which is pressure in the forward 50. Well, he just doesn't give it.
Oh, I didn't see much at all. McGovern
Yeah.
killed it.
Yeah, exactly.
Should he be on him or what?
Well, gee whiz, mate, if you're not laying tackles in the forward 50, another way you can help without getting the ball is manning up a guy who is. And sure, that's not his call, but that's probably a coaching call. But, yeah, he's not getting the ball. He kicked one, I think.
Yeah.
But he's just he's a liability at times. And the one thing, I read out the numbers before, the one thing we did win was tackles. I think we won that 79-55.
So,
Kirsten contributed two tackles.
Doing his role.
It just really frustrates me. Like I'm happy to persist with him at times, but it's almost like giving him an out. You know, oh, he's not kicking goal, he's not getting much of a ball, but gee, he's playing his role pressure wise. I don't think he is. I'd like to see the pressure act stats, and certainly visually he's not doing it. But look, that was about all for the chopping block. I feel. I mean, as far as players go, I wouldn't be changing too much. Jansen was best in the VFL, which is positive. Walker kicked a couple without being the best. Blees has surely got to be a chance to get a go soon.
Oh, definitely,
or a go again. But we both discussed the coaches at times. It's a real concern, isn't it, mate? Because what are they doing? I mean, the same problems time again. They can't seem to be addressed.
The clearances, even though it's been addressed in sort of previous weeks, it doesn't seem to match it against good teams or the best teams, certainly at the moment, which is horrible to watch.
Yeah.
It's a huge spectacle. But kicking in, how bad was that?
Yeah. It's indescribable, mate. I mean, it either went to the left half forward flank or the right half forward flank to a big pack.
Oh, yeah, it was about as predictable as the sun rising the next morning. So
yeah.
But we haven't even mentioned umpires, mate, and we're going to get onto that pretty shortly. But I don't like hammering them. But same problems occurring continuously. Surely something has to change, or I don't know. Scott, I'm not calling for Scott to go, but what do we have to do, honestly?
Yeah, I can't wait to see his press conference. That'll be great. And yes,
he needs to show some passion.
Yeah, I want to see him angry.
He's just never angry. He's always happy with the effort and everything, and just always makes excuses. I think he's just got to really take ownership and just let him know.
That's right, and give us reasons as to Duncan's out, Bartel's out, but clearances and contested ball has been a problem for a long time.
Yeah, the last 4 years, basically 3 or 4 years.
It doesn't seem to matter whether they put our older guys in there, our younger guys in there, our Blitzers and Stanleys in there. We lose them all the
time. Doesn't matter.
Which means it's structural.
Yeah.
Which is their game plan and how they're teaching it. But you wanted to mention umpires, mate.
Oh, I think you wanted to mention them too.
I did.
We're not one to say umpires are reasons we lose or any team loses, but conclusively, and Shorty agrees with me here, that's the worst umpire I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and I think we both have said in the past that we don't like whacking umpires, and we don't. By no means did they alter the result at all or anything.
No.
But and I honestly think 99% of the time the umpires do a great job, and sure
can do what they do.
They're only human. They'll get some wrong from time to time, but it was actually the worst umpiring performance I've ever seen.
Bang. Big call.
There were ones we didn't get. There were ones they got that I just couldn't fathom. Chopping the arms at times.
Nick-nap.
Couldn't understand. Yeah, holding the ball. There were times where I was just like, and sure, that's setting the tone. When it happened to us,
nah.
What's going on there? But look, I don't like to really complain about, woe is me about the umpires, because that's life and you cop that sometimes. But it doesn't help when a lot's not going right, and then it just adds insult to injury, especially watching on the TV, which can make it more frustrating because you see every little bit. But
exactly, yeah. But that's enough on umpires.
Yeah,
what do you reckon?
we might put that game behind us and await Scotty's presser and await the next week, which is the Bombers, mate.
Big one. It normally is, and they lost to the Tigers by a couple of goals, I think, in the end. And we really need a response, but the thing is, so do Essendon. So
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably about where we're at. I think our best can probably beat them, but will we put out our best? Will we play the game we can play? I mean, I think we can win it. I'd say we're more likely to win it than lose it, but again, I've got lots of uncertainty as to how we'll perform and the way we'll go about it.
Yeah.
I don't see a big response like we used to have in the past, per se.
No.
And not even last year, so it'll be a testing game. And if we lose it, well, we can just kiss finals goodbye. I mean, if we haven't already tonight, so yeah, it's certainly shown where we're at.
Yeah, bit of a reality check tonight. I wouldn't be writing finals off just yet, but yeah, if we were to lose next week, certainly raise
The Bombers
alarms.
aren't going that well.
No, I mean,
unfortunately.
you look on paper, probably West Coast in Western Australia, you probably don't mark down as a win, so it was disappointing the circumstance. But the Bombers, you would look at and go, yeah, that's a game, if we want to make top 8, that we should be winning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Watson could be out, possibly, but I think it'll depend more on and how Clark and Stanley come up, I think, because
Yeah, exactly.
not only does Stanley lose what he adds to the game, but Blitzars is forced to ruck against Nick Nat, and look, he battled pretty manfully, but it takes him away from what has put him on the media radar and on the AFL map, and
As a ruck rover.
yeah, so it takes that away, and not only Clark as well, so two guys that can ruck, so it could depend whether they get up. I think we should be getting the job done, and if we don't, well, gee whiz, it's problems. So I really think we've come a fair way in the last month, and while tonight wasn't great, West Coast are clearly a very good side. And
Yeah, as much as I hate to not rate them.
yeah, but Essendon, they're not that great a side. They're a side that's in that middle pack, but I feel slightly towards the bottom of that pack.
Yeah, we're slightly towards the top of that middle pack.
Yeah, so therefore I think we should certainly be expecting to win.
Yeah, it's
Tough to get a gauge on the Bombers sometimes.
Yeah,
they've beaten Hawthorn.
They can switch it on when they want to, can't they? So
Yeah.
it was a very close game last year. It was 9 points in, I'm pretty sure, and Tommy kicking a goal in the last 14 seconds, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's just a one kick in it, and lots of players that weren't playing then that aren't now, and it doesn't mean much at all in the scheme of things. But what I think it will say is it'll be a close one.
Yeah,
Unlike this one, guys. But
I hope we can get the job done.
yeah, me too, mate. But I think that wraps up the review for today. With West Coast absolutely killing us by 56 points, and as I keep saying, should have been 156 the way they played and the way we played in relation to the way they played. Yeah, so disappointing finish from the Cats. So don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, and share it around to your mates to show how bad the Cats are going and what they need to do to fix things up. And also don't forget to subscribe as well. We do this each week, and I actually forgot to mention darijoe does the Geelong Goal video highlights. Don't forget to check him out. Ben at thecattery.com.au also does some reviews and previews, so yeah, get onto him. And catstars.com.au has plenty of videos as well, based on the Cats and other.
So do we, mate. We got Q&A and tips as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
So
Can't mention.
check us out too.
Nah, that's it, mate. Beautiful. I'll take that. So don't forget to subscribe, like the video, all that good stuff. Thanks for sticking around, guys, and we'll catch us all soon.